Queensland's provisions on serious vilification and hate crimes need to be reformed. There has been a significant increase in racially motivated incidents, discrimination, and vilification. The increase in vilification and hate crimes has identified a serious requirement for legislative reform. Queensland's current laws relating to hate crimes and vilification are inadequate. Reforming Queensland's provisions on serious vilification and hate crimes is vital in order to ensure the state's vilification and hate crime laws reflect a positive commitment to deliver a fair and inclusive community for all Queenslanders. This reform requires the law be amended to reflect the modern era. This can be achieved by creating clearer laws and penalties for hate crimes, options for victim reporting and victim protection, as well as measures to improve the way hate crimes are policed and mitigated. The current Queensland provisions need to be reformed in order to strengthen specific legal protections. This requires addressing many aspects of the existing legislative scheme, including the gap in current protections, the underutilisation of discriminatory offences outlined in the Anti-Discrimination Act 1991 Queensland, the distribution and display of hate material, the low levels of victim reporting, and the absence of police powers and actual hate crime laws. The legislative reform will provide an opportunity to shine a light on many shortcomings in the current legal regime. In Queensland, vilification is unlawful under the Anti-Discrimination Act 1991 Queensland. As per Section 6(1) of the Anti-Discrimination Act 1991 Queensland, a key purpose of the Act is to promote equality of opportunity for everyone by protecting them from unfair discrimination in certain areas of activity. The Anti-Discrimination Act 1991 Queensland also outlines two types of vilification. This includes unlawful vilification, which is a civil matter detailed under Section 124A, as well as serious vilification, which is a criminal offence detailed under Section 131A. The current criminal offence under Section 131A of the Anti-Discrimination Act 1991 Queensland is insufficient because it does not cover the majority of serious vilification and hate crimes experienced by victims. This has a significant impact on offending behaviours due to perceived impunity and poor victim protection. Queensland's provisions on serious vilification and hate crimes need to be reformed because racial vilification harms society in that it undermines the tolerance and acceptance of racial and ethnic diversity which underlies a democratic, multicultural society. Queensland's provisions on serious vilification and hate crimes also need to be reformed to address the current legal and regulatory shortcomings in relation to cyber racism in Australia. This is important because cyber racism poses a difficult challenge for effective regulation. Cyber racism challenges the lack of consensus on how to define unacceptable expressions of racism and the novel and unprecedented ways in which racism can flourish on the internet. This raises distinct problems relating to the dissemination of racial commentary, anonymity, jurisdiction, and enforcement. Furthermore, racism is said to embody a moral failure to treat others equally, decently, and fairly. Its regulation stands as a public denunciation of attitudes that undermine the values of multiculturalism and equality implicit in all liberal democracies. The violation of shared values makes racism and serious vilification a public wrong. This public wrong has been an increasing issue throughout Queensland. The current legal provisions in Queensland require serious redress in order to combat racial vilification and hate crime in order to create a safe, unified, and harmonious community. Thank you.